Good afternoon everybody, welcome back to Market Insights with Linux and welcome to this new video in which I wanted to talk about AMD. It was requested by someone and in general AMD is a very interesting company, so I wanted to do a video on this and give you my thoughts. If you missed it, I did a Tesla video 2 days ago, I did an NVDA update and video yesterday. I also updated him in the Telegram channel, so there's a free Telegram channel and in there I don't sell you anything, don't worry. But there's a free Telegram channel down in the description. Make sure to join that if you want to be updated on new videos, but also other things, right? So regarding the stock markets, if there's any major news, I try to tell you in there. It's been a little bit less since August, but still consider joining. It costs you nothing, and hopefully I will be able to provide some nice value for all of you, and from September on we have some nice new things we're going to add to that, so that's going to be very interesting. But for now, let's get right into AMD. So the key reason why I wanted to cover AMD, outside of talking about it with someone from the crypto community, was that there's quite a lot of scrutiny and there's quite a lot of news about chip companies right now, right? Which AMD is a chip company, or at least they obviously it's a huge multi-billion-dollar business. So they have a lot of things that they do and a lot of things that they make money on, but it's very much seen as a chip company. And what we have heard and what has been the talk of the town in the last week is obviously the tariffs on semiconductors and chips for in the United States. And it seems that those have gone through at this point of time. However, so that in combination with some earnings results from Q2 caused the price to dip down quite a bit, as you can see over the course of this week, right? Tuesday to Wednesday, we dropped down quite a bit, even though the week before, right? So Thursday, Friday, we also had, that was last week. We also had a bit of a decrease in price, but I would argue if you go to the 4-hour time frame, which by the way we'll zoom out and we'll zoom in with the technicals, because we will talk about technicals as well. Last week, Thursday, Friday, AMD held up very, very well, arguably even better than NVIDIA. And then all of a sudden after the earnings, we dropped down lower. But I think this is just fair, right? Because what you can see is that we had a huge volume candle down to this level right here. So then you would say, well, it's a red candle and there's a lot of volume, there's a lot of selling volume. And that is true, but the volume is high because there was also significant buying. You can see this red line right there, that's the point of control. So that's where most of the volume was traded. That's at the bottom of the wick right there, all right? So that's where most activity was at the 7-day rolling VWAP, at the 4-hour trend, which we have held with high volume, right? So yes, we ended a red candle, but we have a pretty long wick. We held the crucial support level that we needed to hold, which by the way is also a high liquidity zone on the higher time frames. This is the 3-day time frame. You can see that level right there around $160 is crucial, and we held that. And not only that we hold that, we also got a very strong reaction there. And then outside of that, I mean, even though there's a little bit of regulatory uncertainty at this point of time, I think that's true. I think it's unwise to deny that. I think that's short term, and ultimately if you look at the fundamentals not only of the business but also the industry, and then you also talk about the expectations that they have already set for Q3 2025, I still believe that this is in an uptrend, right? Regardless of the fear, technically we are in an uptrend. Fundamentally, I don't see enough reasons to consider us dropping down. I think if we get some very short term bearish regulatory pressure, I think it's a possibility we will drop down lower. We have a major support level right here at 148. But even if we do, I think that because of the longer term fundamentals, that's going to be a buying opportunity. And I think we'll be able to reclaim, consolidate before heading up higher, which if you zoom on the way out, we hit a pretty significant resistance level, which you can also see right here, which is around 185. I would say the next target is going to be around 195 and 200, where we have a minor resistance level, but it's also a psychological level and we have an imbalance left there. So I would say at this point of time, given the current fundamentals, that it is just most likely that maybe we'll have to fill some imbalances to the upside and the downside. But I think we're going to continue the uptrend. I think we're going to move up to 182 again, and I think we're going to move up higher into 195 and 200. But those are my thoughts on AMD. So let me know if you'd like to see more content on this stock. But for now, I think that's what you need to know. So have a great rest of your week. Take care and bye.